Glenville, Michigan. I'm here at the Wakena Beach House built by Cottage Homes, and I'm with the Alliance for Environmental Sustainability. The Alliance is the Midwest's lead for homes provider, which focuses on green buildings. So what is a green building? More specifically, what is a green home? A green home is affordable and attainable to anyone. It's built to last, it's healthy for its occupants, and it's efficient. Behind us, the Wakena Cottage Home is a LEED Platinum home. Jeremy Van Eyck is the builder and designer of this home, and he works with Cottage Homes, who have certified 15+ LEED homes on the West Michigan Lakeshore.
Hello, welcome. Come on in.
Hi, Jeremy. Come on in. So walking around the house, Jeremy, I really noticed the innovative design, how it's laid out, how it really embraces that cottage home feel. Now I was wondering if you could just go into the basic design elements of this house.
Yeah, we took a lot of time developing the design of this house and a lot of thought that went into it. And when you walk into the house, you're entering right in and you can see the lake right from the front door. So you come in the front door and you can really see right outside. So that's why people want this. That's why they're here. It's to see the lake. So right from the front door, the fact that you can, see the lake and see outside, that's just a reminder of, just the beautiful environment that you're in. And then the other part of it is the owner's suite is right on the main floor, and really we wanted the house to be sort of scalable, because as a lakefront home, you have either just a couple that stay in here by themselves, or you have tons of friends and family that are all over. So the house has to be able to accommodate whether it's 2 people or 20 people all at once.
Why don't you tell us more about what you do as a designer and builder, specifically with Cottage Homes?
At Cottage Home, we're a design build company, and we really focus on the lakeshore. It's the lakeshore that we're passionate about. It's that environment that we love, and it's really that 89 miles between Holland and New Buffalo. That's our market, and that's the area that we love, and that's the area we choose to work. We've been fortunate over the years to do so many great homes on the lakeshore, and so many of those homes we've been able to do LEED certified, and LEED's been a real important part of what we do, because it's really in line with the energy efficiency, the sustainability that we need on the lakeshore. And the house, we really tried to connect the kitchen to the porch outside. That the fact that we have windows, these flip out windows that open from the kitchen right to the porch. We all know people just hang out in the kitchen and talk, but as soon as the porch can be connected to the kitchen, that just can greatly increase the size of the group that can all just mingle and have fun together and just enjoy it.
Looking around this house, it's beautiful, and you can really see it in all the design elements. And what I'd like to do now is if we could take a tour around the house, and you can show us some of the specifics of how this has met LEED standards, your own design standards, and we can get a feel for the house.
We're down in the lower level, and really we designed this house with a lower level to house some of our mechanical equipment, as well as just a little bit of finished base. So there's minimal basement or lower level here, but what we've done is really housed our boiler system down here, and this boiler system is powered by this lock and bar boiler, which doesn't look very big, but it has a very large capacity, and what it can do is modulate based on need. So it can run from a very low percentage of output to an extremely high percentage of output, and we can produce a lot of hot water extremely fast. And what that does is it powers the radiant floor heating system, which for the main floor and our loft and is the primary source of heat. We have storage capacity in this tank here for the boiler system. Inside of that is a separate chamber that's for domestic hot water. Domestic hot water is the #1 priority in the boiler system. It can maximize output to just that hot water for the house so that we can have tons of people using hot water, taking showers, and it can be replaced very quickly and very efficiently. The radiant system that pulls off from this tank is controlled by the thermostats that are located in the areas to be conditioned, and that'll turn on this boiler and produce that hot water. And what we have in this is a little bit unique in the fact that we have a variable speed pump. So this boiler can know the temperature of the water going out of the pipe and then the temperature of the water coming back into the pipe. And it can take that delta T, or that temperature differentiation, and it can adjust the speed of the fluid going through that pipe to just know exactly how much of that heat's been absorbed. So it can control the temperature and the velocity of that liquid going through those pipes. Over here we have the well controls, and we have a private well in this house, and what we were able to do is locate the well further to the east of the house, and there's a well line that runs back here, and instead of the large tank that most people are used to for a traditional well system, we're able to use this very small tank with a variable speed, constant pressure pump. Not only is this better as far as constant pressure, because you don't have that drop effect and that slow build as the pump gets back to pressure, but it can keep a constant pressure on the water system, so you can use as much water or as little water and have just constant pressure all the time. That does it through a DC drive motor in the well, so it's very efficient and very effective in keeping that pressure constant. And then over here we have the water softener system, and this is specially designed and sized for this house, and what it does is it is a dual system, so it can regenerate very efficiently, minimizing our wasted water when the system does regenerate.
So you told us a lot about all the different design features to the house to really build it tight and to keep from having that transfer of heat and energy to the outside. But one concern and issue that really raises is indoor air quality. So what have you done in the design features to prevent any air pollutant concerns, issues?
The main floor here is all hard surfaces. We have white oak flooring that is throughout the whole main floor with tile by the entry, so it's really just durable, as well as it won't collect dirt and contaminants in the floor. And that wood floor actually is a waterborne finish on there, so there's no VOCs in the wood floor finish, and that's a big part of it is just ongoing VOCs that can off gas and really cause degrading indoor air quality. So as well as the floor system having a no VOC finish, the paints are a no or low VOC paint finish, and all the adhesives that we use are low VOC or no VOC adhesives, and that really just helps to minimize that off-gassing and the degrading quality of indoor air.
One of the biggest sayings in green building is build it tight, ventilate it right, and I think you've really embraced that concept in this home, and I know you have 3 systems over here that you wanted to detail for us, so how about we go take a look at those now?
In this house, we have an active ventilation system, the ERV, and that ERV can be controlled in a couple of different ways. That ERV can be controlled by this timer we have here, and this is a percentage timer. You can click it all the way up if you have a house full of people or you want to exhaust the house quickly. It can run 100% of the time, or you can click it right down if no one's here and you need minimal ventilation. It can run 6 minutes out of every hour, a 10% timer. That's one way to control it. Passively, it'll just run in the background. The other way is through the bath fan timers, and when you click a bath fan, it turns on that ERV. It efficiently takes the air from inside that bathroom, exhausts it outside, at the same time as replacing the air from the outside back in with fresh air, extracting all of the humidity and energy from that air to condition it. As well as in this area, we have the controlling for all the zoning. We can control the upstairs zone, the main floor zone, and the ventilation and circulation of the house. We can see here that we can control the circulation of the indoor air in here just to kind of mix it all up, because we have radiant heat on the main floor, and what we can do is we can also control the radiant heat here. So we have the ERV for indoor air quality, the indoor air forced air control here, and the floor temperature for the radiant heat over here. So this is really where we can control all comfort of the home right from this location.
So I know another aspect of LEED certification in green building design is the materials and resources aspect of the design concept. So how about you describe to us a bit about the construction phase?
Yeah, material and resource management is important from a cost point of view, because we just don't want to financially waste materials, but also from an environmental perspective. So we watch very carefully how much material we purchase, how we get it to the job site, how it's ordered, and how it's managed on the job site. And we do that because we're design build. We design all of our houses so that we can make most efficient use of space, having even measurements, making sure that it's cost effective based on just the dimensions of the house and the sizes. And we're able to do that because we design and we build it. Also, during construction, we're able to divert that waste, recyclable material. In this house, for instance, 63% of the weight of waste was diverted out of the landfill. So we're pretty proud of the fact that we're able to minimize material usage and divert waste from the landfill.
So beyond the products and the design within the construction phase, how about the materials and resources used within the house?
These wood floors, for instance, are harvested out of northern Wisconsin, and the white oak floors are milled there as well. And so that's within 500 miles. So in terms of lead, that's a locally sourced material. Other locally sourced materials are this table, for instance. I mean, this is a hardwood barn wood table that we repurposed this lumber for. So we actually went out and found this old material and built this farm table. And you can see, I mean, it's a 16-foot barn table here, and it's beautiful, and it's locally made. Some of the other things is we have a wine rack in the lower level that is also made of crate wood, and we found this source of fruit crates, and we're able to knock down those fruit crates and kind of make some things out of it. And it's that aged wood that sort of gives it a unique look to it, as well as just a local place that it was, I think, right here in Fenville actually, that these old fruit crates were, and we were able to kind of stockpile some of this material up and use them for some unique furniture pieces and fit them in the house. Beyond that, we have a shuffleboard table. This house comes furnished, and it's this shuffleboard table that was actually made in Jenison, Michigan. So, when I started looking at it, I thought, this room would be perfect for a shuffleboard table. The one that was made in Michigan and local, was the obvious choice for a house like this. We also have, material selections as far as the exterior wood shakes are all a natural cedar shake that's FSC certified. It's replenishable. They grow these forests of cedar, and you're able to harvest that cedar, so it's a sustainable source for the exterior material. All the trim and siding is Smart Side, LP Smart Side product. It's made with a very high recycled content, so it's durable, it's long lasting, has a great warranty for paint, and it's also recycled content. So we're just happy with the fact that it's a sustainable product that's also got a high recycled content.
Being on the Lake Michigan lake shore, we are exposed to this natural resource. We think it's in high abundance, but really we want to be good stewards of this resource that is so vital to this area, that really brings this beauty and vitality. So what have you incorporated within the house to observe this, to nurture this resource?
Yeah, really, the water usage in the house is evaluated. Every fixture, every faucet, every toilet is all WaterSense certified. All of those WaterSense certification means that we're minimizing our indoor water use, and that's kind of twofold, because when you use less water, you also have to heat less water because less water is used. So that's an energy efficiency and a water efficiency. So inside the house, conserving the water is very important to us. And then as we move outside the house, the sprinkler system is designed with head-to-head coverage. We have zoning systems, so all the different microclimates around the house, from the west to the east to the north to the south, all have different zones that can be controlled to minimize that water usage, to supply water for the plants around to keep them alive, but also to minimize usage.
Aesthetics is definitely one of the biggest benefits of this house. You have this gorgeous view of the lakefront, you have the Nature Conservancy right adjacent. So how about we go outside and take a look around? One of the things about living on the Lake Michigan shorefront is the natural aspect. You have the colors, you have the feel of it, being outdoors. That's half the life of living here. And I really see how you've incorporated that within the house. You have the bluestone in the house, you see the blue of the lake here, you have the green, the neutrals, which you've incorporated. But you have all this beauty, but there's ways to really conserve that and incorporate that. And I know that goes into landscaping techniques and design. So I was wondering, give us an idea for what you did out here.
Well, definitely. Being next to the Blue Lake, we're trying to keep it green by all of our landscape and all the sustainable practices on the outside as well. That comes from outside water management, just being able to control the outside water, managing it where it runs. We have infiltration sites where all the surface water can run off to certain infiltration sites. We do a lot of work with the plants to make sure that they're all drought tolerant, and what's the water usage for all those plants. We match the irrigation need with the plants to make sure that we're not overwatering plants that don't need that much water, but we're able to take care of it that way. Just being on the lakeshore, we're using a recycled site in itself. There's no unused lakeshore. It's all been developed, it's all been used. So we take great care in putting another house on the lakeshore, putting it on. It's a new house, but it's a sustainable house. So we use a lot of techniques to make sure that we control that environment. And we did that all in conjunction and talking to the Southwest Michigan Land Conservancy, using some of the best practices known for vegetating the bluff and putting this down. Some people may think it's disruptive to put something like that in, but in working with them, we were able to make the bluff better than it was originally. We got rid of some of the invasive landscape species that were on the bluff. We revegetated it with native species that are made to stabilize that bluff, to make it last the long term, stuff that is native to this area and that can thrive in this environment.
Thank you so much for having us out. We've really enjoyed the tour and getting a feel for the house in this great area. So
all right,
I wish you all the best.